at the time of recording, tomorrow is the day that Elden Ring comes out. And
Elden Ring is out tomorrow.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring is out tomorrow. Elden Ring is out tomorrow. Elden Ring is out tomorrow.
And I
You can
can
probably tell that we're all very excited about this.
Elden Ring is out tomorrow.
I'm not kidding. I legit struggled. I woke up halfway through the night last night and I struggled to go back to sleep. I've not even seen any gameplay of Elden Ring. Obviously, I've seen the stills and the trailer, but I was just like in my head, just thinking, "Oh my god, this is gonna be so good." I just couldn't fall back to sleep. Like, God knows what I'm gonna be like tonight.
It's funny.
Hey,
I didn't.
hey,
even...
guys. Elden Ring's out tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't even finish my sentence, and you two were just like,
Elden Ring's out
Ring!
tomorrow.
I was about to say that both of you two have you weed your pants with excitement, and then I didn't even get to finish it until now.
Ah, joke's on you. I'm not wearing any pants.
I've had to take mine off because I've weeded them.
Also, Elden Ring's out tomorrow.
I've already seen some of the review. Well, not seen the reviews, but I've seen like the scores of said reviews. One was a 10 out of 10 from IGN. We'll see what we'll see about that. I'll take my salt and I'll give it a pinch.
Well, I've seen the word masterpiece being thrown around a few times.
I've heard it's more accessible than past Souls games, so that'll be interesting.
I think the thing that we need to remember is Elden Ring's out tomorrow.
Right, actually, this is just a bit of a random question, but obviously we're all very excited about Elden Ring. But what was the last game, or what games have been released, which you have been genuinely excited for upon release?
Dark Souls 3.
Dark
Dark Souls 2. Sekiro. Bloodborne.
I have no idea. I can't remember. Oh, probably near Replicant. I was quite excited for that. I really enjoyed
Every
it.
Resident Evil game.
I think my last one was Subnautica Below Zero. Like, that's the last game I got on release. And then before that, it would have been Sekiro.
Fucking Doom. Also, guys, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Elden Ring's out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, cheers for reminding me.
Yeah, I thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, just in case I forgot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dan, what was you going to say?
Welcome to Victory Achieved Podcast.
Elden Ring's out tomorrow!
A video game podcast. I'm Dan, and I'm with the man who praises the sun. It's Chris.
Elden Ring's out tomorrow.
I'm also joined by the man who drinks. What he fucking drinks in fucking Dark Souls now, but it's Brandon.
Fucking Estus, come on, keep up with it.
No, I was thinking of Sigmire. I was trying to think what he actually drinks because in Dark Souls 3 it's actually called something. I can't remember what it. That's yeah. Should have said something else. Oh well.
And he makes a fine Estus.
Oh yeah. So we're all kind of if you're not didn't get the message, excited for Elden Ring. We'll probably be episode after. We'll talk about it. Probably.
When's it out again?
I was saying, what do you mean? It's out tomorrow, by the way, Chris.
Oh, okay.
It's out
And
now.
when you say probably mention it in the next podcast, you mean we're definitely going to be doing it in the next podcast?
As of the time recording, it's out tomorrow. But by the time this is out, it's out. So I'm sure Brandon and Chris have just sunk their teeth right into it. Died so many times, but gone, ha ha ha. Time to defeat this boss next.
Like I said,
guys,
I've been dodging any, like, I've been trying to avoid everything. Like, obviously, we've had streamers like Asmodeus, he's been playing it, but all the other big streamers who have been doing like previews of it, and I've been avoiding it like everything because I want it to be, you know, like that raw Dark Souls experience where you go into one of those Soulsborne games, you don't know anything about it. That's what I've really been wanting for this game.
Oh, I bet. To be honest, I've not really seen much of it. To be honest, with games in general, I don't really watch a lot of the trailers. Maybe like the reveal trailer, But other than that, I don't really watch anything other than that.
Agreed.
I just don't try and go out to watch it anymore. I mean, I used to when I was younger, but these days, nah. Reveal trailer and that's it. I'll just be like, whatever. Or maybe a short gameplay trailer, just be like, okay, that looks fairly decent, but other than that, not really anything.
I think it's wise to point out to our audience that by the time this episode comes out, Elden Ring came out 10 days ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Heard it here. I didn't. I'm fucking up again. I couldn't say it last episode.
Oh, Dan, can you English?
No, I cannot. Oh man. So,
anyway, what's everyone been up to?
Sorting my room. My room looks fucking amazing. You both of you seen pictures of it. I think it's updated a little bit more, but I have a nice new setup, and it's actually really nice to record the podcast on it. To be fair,
Are you running both monitors now?
I only have one.
Okay.
I found something out about my PC, so I cannot use another monitor right now.
Is that because of the graphics card?
No, that's nothing to do with the graphics card.
Oh.
No. I don't have another slot. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
I have to upgrade my I have to buy it and plug it in if I want another monitor.
I was going to say, because the monitor should theoretically come out of the graphics card.
Yeah, well, I've not got another slot for the monitor. That's all.
Oh. You need a new graphics card.
I'll probably just upgrade the PC in general.
Build your own, man.
Yeah, I'd probably just do that, but give it a year or so. I'm not in any rush, to be honest.
To be fair, you might want to consider it now because it'll probably take you a year to get a graphics card. Because I think they're still... I'm not sure if they're still suffering from the PS5 situation, but I think they're still getting scalped. But I mean, places like Curry, I think, because I got my graphics card from Curry's, and I was quite lucky actually to get one, but they seem to be like a very accessible place to get them from.
Okay, fair enough. But other than sorting my room out, I've watched quite a lot of stuff, but I'm sure we can go into that in a little bit. But what about you two? Obviously, you've been moving house now, Brandon.
I've taken furniture apart. I've been doing painting. I've had an impromptu stay at the house because of Storm Eunice. So that was a freaking ball ache. So obviously, Storm came in on the Friday. I couldn't get home because obviously I work in Leicester and I live in Peterborough, so I had to take the train obviously to get to work. But because of the storm, my trains were just completely screwed over. So unfortunately, I was in a situation where, because obviously I've got the house now in Leicester, I had to stay the night. But obviously, there's no furniture. There's nothing there. So I went to B&M because obviously, I usually get all my camping stuff from B&M because it's cheap. Go to B&M. I'm just like, oh, yeah, can I get a block bed and a foot pump? They're like, oh no, we don't do them at the moment. I'm like, oh fuck, they're out of season, aren't we? So I had to go to Cotswolds and pay a fortune just so I could sleep on the floor.
Sleeping bag. There you go.
I didn't even get a sleeping bag. I was using the towels to cover myself. Yeah, that was I literally felt like a tramp.
Was it just you or not?
No, Lacey was in the same situation. She was on the sofa.
Okay. Fair enough. I didn't know it was just you. Or
no, she was there for... She's been there. She was there for 2 days because of her train. So her train started screwing up on the Wednesday, but she managed to get a lift home, but didn't get home till 9:30. Then the Thursday, the train was cancelled because of the storm. Then Friday was obviously cancelled again. So yeah, it was just horrendous.
Chris?
Well, I've mostly been working. I've had a very busy couple of weeks. Yeah.
It's what pays Elden Ring.
It does. I believe it's out tomorrow.
I did not know that.
No, neither did I. I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
so I've been playing a little bit here and there. On my streams, I've been even before my stream, it's basically I've been playing XCOM 2 a lot when I've had my free time. I'll tell you guys I love XCOM 2.
Go on, indulge us.
Okay.
Please.
Well, recently I managed to get the War of the Chosen DLC for XCOM 2 for like £3, which I was really amazed by. It was just like, wow, I'm having that. And it adds so much to the game. Like, it feels like it like literally doubles the size of the campaign and adds so much new things, like new enemy types. Basically like bosses as well to the game. And yeah, I started doing another playthrough on my channel. Well, I've got all my subscribers as characters on there, trying to see if they survive or not. So it's a little bit sad when I get killed. It's like, oh, sorry, mate. I'm afraid you're not going to make through this mission.
How many hours does it probably add on to the game?
Depends how you play it. If you know like exactly what you're doing, it still takes a while. I'd say like the average playthrough of the campaign can take around 30-40 hours.
That's a decent. That is a decent chunk for a well-priced game.
Yeah, well, if you've not played one before, it's like split into two halves. Like you've got like base building, and like everything's on a timer, and you can do all sorts of stuff. So you build your facility, you expand it. You need like power generators to get everything up and running. You need money to buy new equipment. Basically, just make progression in the game. Do research, and that whole thing's like on a global timer, and time keeps ticking on when you're in that mode. Between that, you've got to like set up establishing communications like completely globally, try and cover it, and try and keep like everyone happy, and at the same time stop the aliens from like building up their resistance too much. Otherwise, you get like an instant game over. So it's a fine balancing act, but I like the drip feed of how the game rewards you, because you always seem like close to some things, like, oh, I'm going to get better pistols within like the next couple of days. I haven't quite got it, but I'm just on the cusp of it. And it always feels like just before you're going to get it, like one day before you get it, like in game, like 1 minute, you'll get attacked by aliens and have to like do like the meat of the game, which is like it's a top-down tactical game where you control like a squad of like between 4 and 6 people. And everyone's got like different character classes. There's loads of different alien types. There's so much tactical stuff you can do in it. So think like
Fire Emblem.
something like Fire Emblem. That kind of thing.
Sorry, you.
I noticed. Sorry, I'm that boring, am I?
No, I didn't go to bed till really late last night.
Well, were you thinking about Elden Ring coming out tonight?
No. I was thinking about Warhammer, and then I was like, oh, let me just look at this on Games Workshop, and then look at the time. I need to wake up in 6 hours. Well, I'm gonna have a look at this. But XCOM has always been like a game I've been really interested in playing. I'm swear we spoke about XCOM before, but it's definitely like XCOM and XCOM 2 are two games that I've always been on my radar. I've been like, oh, I'll pick them up at some point and try and give them a go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're phenomenally good. Like, there's no real way like you can replay it like a different way. No. I have seen like some kind of people like it. Some people try and do like challenges, like only use like a specific soldier type. Which seems interesting, but I don't know if I'll ever do that. But honestly, they're just such fun, and I've loved the DLC and what it's done, and I can't recommend it enough to anyone. XCOM 2 is like hands down one of my favourite games. Period. Definitely in my top 10. I have
watched something video game, kind of video game. By title alone, I guess. Maybe not. I went to see Uncharted last week with the boys that I was with, and it was okay.
Well, I've heard from other people that it's absolute garbage.
It was enjoyable enough that I was like, that was entertaining, but there were a lot of bits that I was a bit like, okay. And still, Tom Holland is not Nathan Drake. He just isn't. I'm sorry. He isn't. Neither is...
I was gonna say based on like stills I've seen from the game, he seems a bit young for it.
Even Mark Wahlberg is not Scully either. Neither of them are both bad castings.
It should have been Nathan Fillion. Didn't we mention it in the last episode?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I did enjoy watching it. I was entertained. I didn't fall asleep like I did in Matrix 4. So there's a positive. But other than that, I've watched it. I will never be watching it again. Compared to other video game films, it's quite very mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to go see it, but at the same time, I was kind of skeptical, and the trailer didn't really do much for me. All I did when I seen the trailer was like, oh, that's on the second game. Oh, that's on the third game. Oh, that's on the fourth game.
Yeah.
That's it. So, I recognise that. I've been there.
There's what's even worse is the after credit scene, or the mid credit scene, is near enough completely in the trailer as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when they do that.
It's not the complete scene, but most of it is in the trailer, and I was just a bit like, you what? Really? At least it's not as bad as Ant-Man and the Wasp, where they had the post-credit scene in the trailer. Full post-credit scene.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, blimey. So, have you, you've not played the games, have you, then?
I played, about maybe an hour or two of the first game. I want to play... I've got all of them except Lost Legacy. Is it Lost Legacy? There's Golden Abyss and Lost Legacy. They're the only two I don't have. That's the PS Vita one, which is Golden Abyss, I think it's called. I might be getting that wrong, but there's one on the Vita, which I don't have, and there's the spin-off one, Lost Legacy, which I've not got. But other than that, I've got 1 to 4. But I've not played. I've only played about an hour or two of 1, and that's it.
Because what I was thinking, because I've played them all.
Yeah.
And now you've seen the film and I haven't. I wanted to see how the set pieces in the film translate from the games. If there was any reason to do it. Because I think, oh, they should make a film of this game or something. It's like, well, why? It's there's already a game of it. They've done that story.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, do something different with it. But,
it made me, after I left the cinema, it made me go, I want to play those games because they're meant to be really good fun, and I think I'll get a much better kick out of it than I did the film. But the film at least made me want to play the games. That's all I'd say.
Well, I'm just gonna have to say it for myself and pass judgment on it, because it seems like a really hard call. Because people said it's shit, but the people I know have said it's been bad haven't played the game either. So, I don't know.
I was entertained. That's at least something I can say. I was at least entertained. Even there were bits where it was logically stupid, I was still entertained.
Well, I suppose then the film's done its job. That's what it's there to do.
I can't say it was good, but I was entertained.
Oh, I got to ask, were there any really bad Marky Mark acting bits? Mark
Wahlberg bits.
From what happening, I was like, what? No.
Yeah, there were a few bits. Not a few bits. There were quite a few actually. There were. But yeah. But both of us went to the cinema, didn't we, Chris?
We did. Brandon, you want to guess what it was?
It's the one film which I've not been able to see purely because I've been too busy trying to move, and that's Jackass Forever.
The disappointment in his voice.
How was it?
Do you want to go down or shall I?
Go. I was drinking my water.
What's an inappropriate time to drink water when a man asks a question?
My throat feels a bit sore. I don't know why.
Oh, sorry. I just had this pop in my head. You know the line from Castlevania? It's like, what is a man? And there's a little pile of secrets. I just had that line, but replaced with, what an inappropriate time to water. Somebody make that happen. We were talking about the film Jackass. More specifically, Jackass Forever. And I'm happy to say I was pissing myself laughing throughout the entire thing. There wasn't a moment I didn't have a smile on my face. It was funny as hell.
Would you agree with that, Dan?
Yeah. I really liked it. I had one thing about it that maybe I would say maybe it's been a while since I say it's been a while, but I've watched all the films last year. But then at the same time I was like, I don't know if it's me misremembering or maybe there is a lot more in this film. But I thought there was a lot of stuff with genitalia in this new film. A lot more than the previous films. Like, a lot more. I don't know if
what stuff have we seen in the past? Obviously, we've seen Nerf gun compared to, like, Bam's dick. We've had golf balls being fired at, obviously, Wee Man's balls.
Basically, near enough every other stunt was something to do with the genitalia.
Was Chris Pontius involved?
Yeah, of course. A lot of it was. But I don't know if it was just me. And I didn't really care because it was funny. But when I came out, I was like, I swear there was so much more. My only idea I could think of is the fact that the core members of Jackass are so much older that they can't. Some of them can't do a lot of the physical stunts. So they just went, yeah, we're just going to do something to your genitalia because it's easy. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I've got that. Maybe I'm just overthinking it.
I mean, it could be that, because when was the last film? It was like
2011, 2010, 2011.
Yeah, like over a decade ago.
Wow, that old.
It has been a while.
I tell you what, though, genitals aside, it must be doing something right, because from what I understand, it's doing really well at the box office.
Oh yeah,
which is amazing to see.
It was good. Like they have Tyler the Creator on, and they're doing like a tap dance and they're just like electrocuting the guys doing the tap dance, and it's hilarious.
Right, I do have one burning question though. How would you say it rates compared to all the other Jackass films?
I don't know. They all kind of just bleed into one, don't they? Really?
Yeah. About the same. Yeah.
Like, you know what you're gonna get. Like, what do you say? Really, you know what you're gonna get. I would say if you don't like Jackass, you're not gonna watch the fourth one.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of Jackass, you're gonna get more of what you know.
Mm.
And I think a review was, it's like hanging out with old friends.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, that's like one of the nicest reviews I don't normally say like it's weird. You see like a good review or a glowing review. It's not very often you see like a nice review. When you read it, and you just think, oh, like, hanging out with old friends. Like, that's nice.
You know exactly what it is. It was never going to be Oscar worthy. Of course, it wasn't. It was never going to do anything more than the series had already done. It was just going to be a nice new film to enjoy, really.
I've seen like a lot of comments of like Facebook and stuff to the guy saying like after the shit couple of years the world has had, everyone's saying like we need a Jackass in our life, and I feel like based on some of the reviews I've seen about it, it seems like it has cheered quite a lot of people up.
Yeah, I think in the climate we've been having, it's like the perfect antidote.
Definitely.
It's like, well, the world's gone to hell. Oh well. Meanwhile, here's Chris Pontius Ballsack.
Here's a Godzilla take.
Well, I suppose then we've got to put it on here. Dan, what was your favourite bit?
I don't want to say too much because I kind of want Brandon to see the whole clip.
When does it stop airing in cinemas?
I don't know. You'd have to look it up. But
seeing as I'm moving to Leicester, I might be able to actually just go in after work one point this week to just go watch it.
But it's one with Danger Erin.
Oh, really? It's not often you get a Erin favourite.
I think Chris might know which one I mean.
Yeah. Oh, he did some like really. He probably did like the most extreme one.
Yeah, he did.
Thing, I think.
Yeah, but it's like the last big one with him.
Yeah.
I can't remember the start of it, but he gets strapped to a chair. Without saying anything more for Brandon's sake.
No, you can still say because I'll be watching it just for entertainment value. Like it's not going to spoil anything.
With the honey.
Honey.
The honey.
Oh, does he get like? I'm guessing does he get like honey put over him with like loads of bees and stuff?
Maybe.
Bees are involved, but maybe.
I'll say like I said, I don't care if you say anything. Like just say it. And they definitely silence.
I don't think we're going to tell you what it is. You're just going to have to bear with it and see what happens. Yeah.
Oh, he gets covered in honey and a bear goes up and that does sound extreme. That sounds...
A bear made out of bees.
Oh. No, there were a lot of really good like moments in it. Like I said, the one with Tyler the Creator was so funny. What was it? I forgot his name. Dave England when he gets showered. That's fucking funny. That's soon after actually the Tyler the Creator stunt as well. I really like the final one with all the when they all spin around. I really like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, for me, I think my favourite bit was again without trying to spoil it, is a bit where basically all the lights are turned out. All the castle is left in the dark, and they just get fucked with.
That was so funny.
Hilarious.
And I also like the one with is it Dave England, Steve-O, and the woman when they were mimes. Oh no, it wasn't Danger. It wasn't Dave England. It was Poopies. Yeah, they got a whole load of new members in the new one, Brandon.
Yeah, I noticed. Like, how do they fit in? Do you think?
I think they did all right, to be honest. Like they're nothing like the you can't beat the original cast, but for like some fresh blood, they weren't bad actually.
But do you feel like they'll probably continue on Jackass? Obviously, a lot of Jackass is like Johnny Knoxville, Aaron, and Dave, and Steve-O.
I don't know.
But I don't like. Do you feel like the new cast, like once obviously they all retire, do you think? I don't necessarily think the fresh blood would probably keep, like a Jackass 5 or whatever.
No, it was like nice to see it, but if you don't have like the mainstay, not really. Don't know what do you think, Chris?
I think we need a Jackass 5. If you want, I think.
And a Jackass 6, and a 7, and 8. No.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep on coming.
Give us a new Jackass TV series.
See, oddly enough, I never really watched the series all that much. I caught like the odd one here and there, but I never really got
some of the ones on the TV series. Oh my god, I was like, there's some stuff in the TV series which it's probably too gnarly to stick in the movies.
I mean, it's weird because it's like you kind of forget like how big a phenomenon it was back then, like how much it took over. Like, you had, like,
23 years ago. It was 99 it started, wasn't it? Or was it before, like 97?
No idea.
It's around the turn of the century, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was around about like the end of the millennia. It was just like,
yeah. So you kind of forget how big it was because you had like Viva La Bam, you had Dirty Sanchez like as well, and but I never really got swept up in all the hype like everyone else does. I think probably at the time I thought, and I don't get why, but I think at the time it's probably because my sister liked it, and you know what you like. If you got like a younger sibling, they take a liking to something, you want to try and do the opposite. It's like, but she got swept up in all of it, so I never really did. But I did like the films. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I've got a very weird way that I actually discovered Jackass. Like, the way I discovered Jackass is I was on YouTube. I think it was when I'm not sure if I was in my A levels or whether I just started university. Probably during my A levels. I was on YouTube. Just at the time, I think I was just watching like a couple stunt videos, and then all of a sudden I saw this thing come up on YouTube. It said Kenny Rogers Jackass. I was like, oh, what's that? I see. So I go on to it, and this guy's like, "Hi, I'm Kenny Rogers, and this is Jackass." And then that's how I started to watch that. And then there's people on there. There's like Steve-O, Wee Man. Obviously, I had no idea at the time who they were. And then all of a sudden, I got like recommended on this YouTube page. It was like, "Oh, Steve-O stunt." I was like, "Oh, you saw him on that Kenny Rogers Jackass show." And then, so at the time, I didn't realize that Kenny Rogers Jackass was the parody of actual Jackass. And then once I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, I need to watch this." And yeah, so that's how I found out about it.
My brother recorded the TV show, so that's how I found out about it.
Nice.
That shows how, I don't want to say old, but like how things have changed. Or just, yeah. My brother used to record it on videotape and we'd watch it, and yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds good.
Come on, Chris. Tell us about this Pokemon game you've finished.
Oh yeah, well, first off, before I dive into Pokemon, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. Elden Ring's out tomorrow.
Is it?
I literally thought you were going to say something really serious, and then you went, "Oh, Elden Ring." I was like, "Oh, here we go."
I must add that to my phone alarm then.
Yeah, definitely. Don't forget. So so Pokemon Arceus. Thankfully, or just luckily, I actually finished the game today, so I can give a full-fledged review of it. And by full-fledged, I mean abridged bits, because I'm bound to miss like half of what I meant to say.
Right, I've got it. I've got it, but I've yet to even start it. Not had any time, so yeah.
All right, so on like the last time I talked about this, I said I only just started it. I thought it was going to be very repetitive, doing the same thing like over and over again, like catching like 25 of each Pokemon. I thought, bloody hell, I ain't got time for that. So like fill up the Pokédex. But as it turns out, you don't have to do everything on the checklist. Like you can just like catch and just fight them Pokemon like naturally, and it will just fill in their thing on the Pokédex, like fill in their entry. You don't have to do absolutely everything, which is great because I was like a huge pressure off. And I didn't realize that. I thought you had to like literally do like everything the game wanted you to do. So like fight 25 of them, catch 25 of them, watch them, see them do a move like so many times, catch so many during the daytime, and this is for like every single Pokemon. I thought, well, bollocks to that. I'm sure some people have done that already, but yeah, that's not for me. You need like hundreds of hours to do that. But as I say, you don't have to do that. Now, so I did beat the game. As I said, there is some post-game stuff as well, but it's nothing too exciting. It's pretty much just more of the same. There isn't anything like Gold and Silver where you like unlock a brand new region afterwards. Like, it is just more. It's just more. There's a few more Pokemon that pop up. Go and catch them. Fill out your Pokedex. And that's pretty much it. Like the story's fine. it's there. It's serviceable. But I've got to say, I think there is a bit too much dialogue. There were so many parts in the game. It's like, yeah, you've been given the direction to go here and do something, and then you get there, and then some characters will have like a few seemingly minutes dialogue, and you're just like, yeah, I know, I'm here. Can we just get on with it? It's like, oh, I think you should go in there and do this. It's like, I know, that's what I'm here for. Get out of my way.
A lot very talky, not doey at times.
Yes, very much. So, yeah. There's a lot of that, and too much potato mochi as well. Jesus Christ! Never should have about potato mochi. There's more potato mochi in the game than there is Pokemon.
Oh my gosh! I'll find out eventually. Right. That surprises me. If that's true, how much they talk about potatoes?
Yeah, they do. I mean, as I said, it should be called Potato Legends Arceus, really. But do I recommend it? Yes, I do. I think as it went on, as it opened up a bit more, I thought it got better. Apart from all the chatty dialogue, which makes it cool to a halt sometimes, but if you love hammering that A button, you'll get a kick out of it. but it is very good. And it is fast-paced as well. Like, there's none of like the old, oh, you pick up a berry, you put it in your pocket, it goes in your bag. It's like, no, you just pick up and just get on with it. Like, it disappear. I mean, if you go into a fight, you can just like walk away. Like, you don't have to try and escape or anything like that. So the whole thing is very fluid. And I think it's a direction that this series should stick with. It feels like they have made good leaps forward in that regard. It's a lot quicker. Yeah.
How did it perform? Did you switch shit the bed at times, or was it all right?
I didn't have any issues whatsoever.
That's
no
good.
drops in frame rates or anything. No. Loading screens were the game only loads when you like switch from area to area, so that's understandable. But they weren't like overly long or anything. Just like 5-10 seconds. Job is good. So yeah, no problems really.
Nice.
It is.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a game that comes out and works.
Yeah.
And there's no two version bullshit. It's just the whole game. You can just play it. Do the whole thing in one go. No trading malarkey.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing it. Hopefully, I'll once I've probably completed it, I'll give my verdict. I won't do a Skyward Sword and mention it every fucking time, but yeah, I'm looking forward to having a go and seeing what it's like, seeing what Pokemon I can find and catch. Because there are some new Pokemon. Well, I say new, like, I know there are a few, but like a lot of them are like older Pokemon with like new forms and stuff like that. Were they any good or?
I never really bothered them, to be honest with you.
No. Never mind then.
I found like my favourite 6 from like Gen 1 because, you know, I'm old school like that. And I thought, oh, there's a Cypher, there's an Onyx, there's a Golduck. You know what? I'm happy with these. I've got Gengar. I'm good. I'm happy with these. I've got my favourites. Let's go on. So yeah, I pretty much found the 6 balanced team members I liked and just stuck with them for like the majority of the game.
Nice. Well, I've watched the Cuphead Show. Yeah, it came out the other week. Only 12 episodes, and I blasted through them, like 50 minutes long each. And I think I finished it in less than 24 hours.
And how was that?
I enjoyed it. Wasn't like it was kind of exactly what I expected, and it was just a nice, pleasant watch. It was like reminiscence of like the old Disney and I've forgotten what other animated studios.
Cartoon Network?
No, way older. When I say old Disney, I mean like the old Mickey Mouse stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. It was just nice, something easy to watch. It was enjoyable, and I sailed through it. Like it was ridiculous how quickly I blasted through it. But I've read that they're doing. Netflix have ordered 36 episodes, so there'll be another 2 seasons at some point. So that's nice to know that there's more coming. It did make me potentially want to play the game, but I know how hard as balls the game is, so I'm a bit like, how far am I going to get through of Cuphead if I get it? So.
Well, I've watched a couple of episodes of Cuphead. Gotta be honest, it didn't really do anything for me. Maybe it gets better as the series goes on, but the 2 episodes I watched, I was like, oh, is that it? But, yeah, I don't really have any strong opinions on it. It
is a kids program. Like I'll be honest, you go on it as like the U rating. It's like to some degree.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I thought, isn't this the thing that's got the devil in it? And he's sucking your souls out. I thought it would be more adult, because that's how the game feels, I suppose. Well, it's just weird one, isn't it?
What is the age rating for Cuphead? That's a question.
Don't know. I thought it's a 12 or something.
I literally don't know myself. I'm gonna have a quick look.
I know it's bloody hard. I know no kids are going to be beating it.
No. First question, is Cuphead for kids? Oh, never mind. It's talking about the cartoon. I thought it was talking about. Oh, it says, can a 7-year-old play Cuphead? While both are very cartoony, don't give Cuphead to a 7-year-old. It is very good, but it is also very, very hard. I imagine that 7-year-old would immediately be discouraged by it. I don't know what age rating it is. And it does.
I've always been meaning to play it as well. I've always been meaning to play it as well.
Yeah. It does look. It's always looked really cool and really fun, but it's just like I think it's how I felt with Dark Souls. Like I knew that it was difficult, and I was like, oh, I don't want to play it and then hardly play it because it's that difficult, and then feel like it's a waste of money.
But obviously the most important thing regarding it is that Elden Ring is coming out tomorrow.
Damn it!
Is it?
That is new information, Brandon. Fuck me.
I know. I should probably start working for the news stories.
Well, better than other news stories, which we will not mention. But well, did either of you see the Nintendo Direct recently?
No.
I knew Brandon was like, no, I did not. I watched nothing of it. But they had a few interesting things because it happened. The Direct happened just as after Chris and I had seen Jackass, so I was actually I watched the whole thing. To be fair, I was a couple minutes behind it being live, so I'd be watching it and then I'd see the comments and be like, oh, this game, and I was like, well, that's coming up next. But yeah, it has some interesting things. They've finally put Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings onto the Virtual Console. So
Okay.
I'm interested to finally play Earthbound Beginnings and actually fully play Earthbound. See what they're... I played a bit of Earthbound, but I can't remember why I stopped playing it, but it'd be nice to actually properly play both of them. But then they also announced a new Mario Strikers. They announced new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks. What else? It had like an update for Splatoon 3. I don't know if any of us have played Splatoon.
Nope. I see it every time. I see it everywhere whenever I go to Comic-Con.
No, never played it.
They had a new Fire Emblem game, but it's like a Muso game. So I'll be interested to see how that works. But it's like a spin-off of Fire Emblem Three Houses, so I'm more interested because of that. So I might pick it up, but I don't know. I might not. But what else? They had a new Wii Sports, so Nintendo Switch Sports.
Bloody hell.
Oh yeah. What else? That I had Xenoblade Chronicles 3 that got announced. I've not played either of those. The first two, I've got the first one, but not played it. And then they just like got a whole load of other games coming to the Switch, like Chrono Cross, Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection. You got the Advance Wars remakes coming out later this year. That was announced last year, but I think it was meant to come out early this year, but it's been delayed to later this year, sadly. But I thought it was quite a nice direct, to be honest. But I don't know. It was. I think these days the Nintendo Directs are just what they are.
Nothing new, exciting, and innovative.
I guess we'll have to see when it comes out, but when a lot of stuff comes out, but who knows? Brandon, although you've been moving, you have watched something.
Yes, I have been continuing my bizarre adventure. I am now currently, I think I'm about 7 or 8 episodes into the second half of JoJo's Adventure Part 3. And I'm really freaking loving it. Obviously, so far, I've only seen Part 3 through Part 3. But I could say in order of probably my favourites is going to go Part 3 is my favourite, followed by Part 2, and then Part 1 at this moment in time. I love all the characters in Part 3. Like, just the interactions between the two JoJos, and just the English in it. At first, I was a bit skeptical about this business about stands, but as it goes on, it just gets entertaining. Like how creative, and some of like turning like really what on the outside seem like really crappy abilities, and then just making them a bit more sinister in a way. Even though obviously they could have probably dealt with them in a much easier way than what they do end up doing. And now I'm really starting to appreciate all the memes. Like a lot of the JoJo memes I see have come from Part 3. And, like stuff like Aura, Zawaldo. I'm only just sort of coming to like that. Yeah. It's literally from JoJo's Part 3.
Zawaldo.
It's so good. I absolutely adore the opening soundtrack for the first half of Part 3.
Oh, Stand Proud is fucking amazing.
Yeah, Stand Proud. Absolutely adore that song.
Stand Proud's great. And then you got Walk Like an Egyptian as the outro by the Bangles.
Yeah, it has been a
which is fitting.
I've been loving it. Yeah,
very
absolutely
fitting as their journey is to Egypt. And then are you into the second half?
How far am I at the moment? So we've just...
Are you in Egypt? Let's just say that.
Oh yeah. The second half of Part 3 is all based in Egypt.
Yeah. So you got Iggy.
So
now.
I think we're against the...
You got Iggy.
I've done the... I love Iggy.
Yeah.
At first, I was a bit skeptical about Iggy because the way they phrased it was like, we've got this new guy coming, we're flying him in, but he's got quite a few personality issues. It's just a little bulldog.
Yeah.
But yeah, Iggy, I'm wanting to see a bit further on how Iggy points us.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's just there as an entity really at the moment. He's not really bringing anything apart from obviously comedic value. But yeah.
I do like part 3. I think it is really good. It is really good, but it does have moments that maybe I'm not completely sure, and you can tell that Araki didn't completely know how to do his stands completely for a lot of the early stand battles. Jotaro is basically just like, my stand is just going to punch you. There you go, I win. Or something randomly happens like, my stand's finger is just going to grow for no reason, and then it's never going to happen again.
I mean, it happens on a very... that's what I mean. Like, there are some parts in it. You know, like when you got Abdul and I can never remember this JoJo's name, from part 2, when they're fighting against that magnetic chick. I'm just like... Oh,
you mean what, Joseph? You mean Joseph Joestar?
Yeah, I keep wanting to call him Jojo.
How did you forget Joseph's name?
No, the reason why I forget is because obviously I call each of them Jojo. So I'm just like, fuck, which Jojo is it?
Got Jonathan, so Joseph, Jotaro, Josuke, Jono.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's just trying to remember.
Jolene. No, I don't know about the other two.
Yeah. But it's just fact, like, obviously, they've dealing with this magnetic chick. I'm just like, why didn't Abdul just use Magician's Red and just burn the crap out of her instead of just faffing around? Oh my god! On the topic of this magnetic bit, the bit when they were stuck on the fence, and it was like, oh my god, I pissed myself.
That episode is hilarious.
So good. That was so good. And then also, there's a few bits where I'm just thinking, okay, logically they kind of done it a bit easier and make it out to be a lot more challenging than what it actually is. But I mean, I just love some of the comical solutions they come up with, like for some of the problems. Like it is absolutely genius. And I still can't get over the fact this manga was written, like, started in the 80s.
Yeah,
I can't fathom that. That is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, Stardust Crusaders is a great part. Part 4 is my personal favourite, and you can tell that, especially later in part 3, that Araki was getting a better grasp of how he wanted stand battles to go. And
do stand battles actually continue from this point on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Stand battles continue from... stands from part 3 onwards. Like, it stands.
I was just going to say, because in part 3, obviously, like, they've almost pretty much just stopped using Hamon.
Yeah, that never appears again.
So I'm just like, is this like a thing where they get a certain power for each part? But no. Thank you for clarifying about the stands. I'm really enjoying the stand stuff.
No, the stands are what it is. For Chris's sake, what the stands are basically the personas in Persona.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is it?
While watching it, because there's a section in Gintama where, obviously, a ghost appears, and Gintoki's like, "Oh, please tell me!" Like, he sees a ghost, he's like, "Oh, no, it's not a ghost; it's a stand. It has to be a stand." I'm guessing that's a parody of JoJo, then.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah. Is that a JoJo's reference? Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to keep watching this. I'm loving it so much. Yeah. But like I said, my main gripe with JoJo, it's not a problem of JoJo itself. It's just with the licenses. Like, why the hell are some of the licenses just censoring it? Like, I mean, license, can they just please, like, even think, just goes out for any licenser. If you're going to license something, license it complete. Don't say, oh, this is uncensored, like, say it and say it's censored or uncensored. I want something raw. Like I've done because otherwise it's just completely defeating object. Like there's a anime out at the moment.
Now.
There's an anime out at the moment. Like this is gonna sound really bad, Dan, but you'll completely understand me on this. There's an anime out at the moment called World's End Harem.
I've not even watched it. I'm not watching it.
It's basically a hentai.
Yeah, a hentai.
And,
hentai.
Yeah.
Hey, why can't you say it properly?
I was going to call it hentai, but I'm there parodying Trash Taste because obviously because they do it on YouTube, they can't call it hentai because of demonetization. So I thought, okay, I'll go for the politically correct way and call it hentai. But if we're going down this way, okay, it's a hentai, and it gets to a point where because there's so much censorship, you can't see the actual freaking show. It's the same thing for Jojo. It's like when they're on the plane and you've got that the beetle stand.
Yeah.
And it just censored like this whole part of this beetle going through and ripping out their tongues. I'm just like, what's going on? Why are they in shock? Like I can't see like what they're reacting to. I'm just like, I'm missing out a part of the story because what's just happened is censored. I can't see it. So I've just had to, hunt and track down, uncensored versions just so I can actually see what's going on. Yeah, so that's my message to all licenses out there. Crunchyroll, Netflix, Amazon Prime, anything. Uncensor it, please.
Or just buy it yourself. There you go.
All that. But for those of us who are not financially in a situation at the moment, because some of us have just bought a house.
That's true.
Uncensor it.
That's true. But, although part 3 is very... The things with part 3... JoJo's. It's all about the group dynamic. It's all about the group itself. They're all they're all very cooperative together, aren't they?
Freaking love the group.
So, what about you guys? What about your co-op experience in gaming? What about that? What about that for a topic?
Okay, can I just... All right, there's one that I really want to start off with because I know that you can relate to this, Dan. It's just the co-op experience on Overwatch. Because do you remember when, like, it was during the lockdown and we were playing together? You was playing as Winston. You just kept going around and doing the monkey dance. And you were actually doing really well as Winston. And that really shocked me.
Yeah. I'm not
yeah, I mean, like, games like Overwatch where you've got, like, characters which can do emotes. And like you could just do nonsensical chats like with the characters. Like I find that so fun. I found that really, really fun because like you could just troll people, and it's just I feel like Overwatch is definitely in terms of first-person shooters in recent times. Overwatch has been a fantastic co-op experience.
Well, that's not like I enjoyed Overwatch, but in terms of like. When I think of first-person shooters and co-op experiences, Overwatch is not there. I think of Modern Warfare 2.
Yes, I'm glad you said that as well.
So, a long time ago, when Modern Warfare 2 was out, not any friends of mine now, but the people I used to play Modern Warfare 2 with, we would all jump in our own private game. And we play hide and seek, and we've gone terminal on Modern Warfare 2, and one person would be on one team, and everyone else would be on the other team, and we'd all have one life, and the guy had to like find and kill everyone, and it was so fun.
Yeah, it really was. I loved doing that. Just also like. Some of the, like, again, on the topic of trolling, it's just like you get people who'd be like really moany, be like, oh my God, my dad works for Microsoft. I challenge you to a no-scoping fight. So you go in and challenge them to a no-scoping fight on Rust. And it either goes one way, you either demolish the hell out of them, or they just cheat and just hard scope. But yeah, it's Modern Warfare 2 was so good. I feel like for me, I think there are only 3 first-person shooters which I hold a very dear place in my heart. And that's Halo 3, Modern Warfare 2, and Overwatch. Like they're the main like first-person shooters which I've got a really special bond with because of all the co-op. Literally because of the co-op experience for it. Like I couldn't give a damn about the Modern Warfare 2 story apart from, the ever so famous campaign mission in Modern Warfare 2. And obviously for Halo, I love the story, but again, it was that co-op experience because I was at secondary school when I was mainly playing it. It was just one of those games where obviously you see your friends at school, you then go home, have some dinner, then like crack on the Xbox, and yeah, there you be friends like, right, let's play some Halo or Call of Duty or like Call of Duty Zombies. Like that was just like when you're at that point when you're like between the ages of like 15 to 18, where you're in your prime of your gaming with like friends at school, like that was just bliss, absolute bliss.
Yeah. I played a lot of co-op on Modern Warfare 2. But yeah. What about you, Chris? What are some of your favourite co-op experiences in gaming?
All right, so I was originally going to think, oh yeah, N64. Oh, the amount of games I used to play on there, like co-op, like 4-player stuff. You know, your Mario Party, your Mario Kart, your GoldenEye. But it's been done. It's been done. I think everyone in some way of my age can relate to that. So I wanted to briefly discuss a series that nobody talks about anymore, and probably for the right reasons. But did you guys ever play a little game series called Army of Two?
Oh, I know of this. I've never played it, but I know of this.
I'm going to do a quick Google because it rings a bell.
Okay. Well, basically, it was a series done by EA, which is probably why we stopped playing it. No, but it was like a 2-player, like over-the-shoulder shooter campaign. I suppose if you can compare it to anything, probably like the gameplay in Resident Evil 5 to a degree. But with like more focus on like action, like less on like the inventory management, that kind of thing. Just like you more of a first person, more of a shooter than anything. Yeah, it was a pretty good series. Well, the first couple were anyway. So the premise is like your two characters are basically like mercenaries for hire, but the whole focus is about it being like a 2-player campaign. So there's a lot of like stuff like one player presses a switch while somebody else like defends it, and you can. There's like no, oh, you need this character to do it. It's like no, you sort of decide amongst yourselves who's going to do what. So like the whole campaign is based around like a 2-player shooter experience with some mild puzzle elements and like the odd wave shooter bit segment here and there. But me and my mate Pete loved the first game. We thought it was really well done. And at the time, I couldn't recommend it highly enough. So, if you want a 2-player game where you both like talk to each other, and it was like split screen co-op as well. I mean, it's online shit. It's like they deliberately, well, they designed a game to like just be like a proper 2-player experience. I think the only game like that in more recent memory I can think of is what's the name? Is it No Way Out? The prison escape one. I haven't played it.
Well, you also got It Takes Two from last year.
There's that one. Yeah, where the focus really is on like 2-player cooperative.
Yeah,
but it was really good. Like I think even the ending. I know it is in the sequel. The ending was kind of like, oh, you can decide like after everything that's happened to like betray your friend, like have a fight amongst yourselves, and that was one of the endings to decide like it's like you start like the last bit like you just face off against your friend like, and whoever kills the other one like wins the game basically. But there was an option to sort of say to like the bad guy, oh, go fuck yourself, and you fight it like come on, as you should do, really. Yeah, Eddie Army 2 games I really did like. The second one was fine as well, but we sort of didn't have the time to play that one so much. We did finish it, but it was like in like very stretched over time. Like we didn't play it for like 6 months at a time. But I remember that was basically being more of the same. And there was a third one called The Devil's Cartel, but we never actually played that one. But from what I understand, it didn't review very well. So I think they dropped the ball on that. And that was like 2013, so I think that's the time like EA was doing like the really scummy microtransaction stuff going forward. So we sort of fell off the radar. But definitely the first Army 2 one. So obviously not played it for donkey's years, but we had a really good time playing it.
Well, on another game, I had a lot of fantastic co-op experiences, or just I guess multiplayer, but a little bit co-op. Was Timesplitters Future Perfect, because what I would do, I think I've said about this before, that I loved making the maps on Timesplitters, but one of my favourite modes is Virus, where one person starts out as the virus and they have to infect everyone else. And I would make really funny maps for Virus. So there's one map I made where it was just pitch black. You couldn't see anything. It was just pitch black, and I would. Me and my mate would go on and we would just like try and survive against the virus in this pitch black map where you couldn't even see in front of you. And then we would also go on one of the official maps. I think it's called Blimp. It's like an airship. I think it might be Blimp. And you can go on top of the fin, right on top of the airship. And so we would go on there and just kill the virus as it comes up. The problem is, with especially that level, is the virus just aims for you unless you somehow get it to hit someone else. So if you're on top, it just keeps coming. So you just like killing the virus until it gets one of you, which is really frustrating. But normally, if the virus is doing its job, it like gets the computer players. But it was just funny. We would like camp on top of the fin with our weapons and just like shoot the virus constantly, and then just get a whole load of, if the virus infects, you have like 5 virus people coming up, you're like, shit, I need to kill them all. That a lot of fun one like that. Like there's so many. Like we got like the Mario Karts playing, especially Double Dash. You can do like a co-op on Double Dash where one person is one character and the other person is the other character. It'd be fun just playing Double Dash like that.
Yeah, like, because usually you'd be playing Double Dash with your siblings, and like if your sibling's driving, or vice versa, you're just like, they're like, quick, change, I want to drive. You're like, no. Because obviously to change drivers, you've got to both press at the same time to do it.
Yeah.
It's just like one person's just hogging the driver. You're like, I want to drive.
If like one person's the driver, the other person is just doing everything with the weapon. So, but then you can be like, right, you take this weapon. There you go. Boom, boom, boom.
I can't remember if I mentioned this before on the podcast, but did you play a game called WarioWare?
I've played one of them. I've never owned one. I played one of them.
Oh, that game was such a laugh, because like it's one of those ones where you have to hold the Wii remote in a certain orientation. So like if you're holding it vertically, it's called the umbrella pose. If you're holding it on your nose, it's called the elephant pose. If it's on your head, it's like another pose. And then you'd be tasked to do certain things. For like if you stick it on your nose, for example, in the elephant pose, we could have one that's like, oh, pick up trash, where you're then mimicking like a Hoover of some sort, moving stuff like that. So that was really fun, because obviously as you go into this endless mode, the speed of the objectives like gradually gets faster and faster, so it gets more and more intensive. And like playing it with your siblings, just like it gets really stressful. That was always good fun.
Like
what ones are there?
A bit like what Chris was saying with Army of Two. You've also got Portal 2, the 2-player mode. That's complete co-op.
Criminally, I never got to play that as 2-player. I've only done the single-player campaign.
Do you have it on PC, Chris?
No.
Never mind. I was about to say we could play it 2-player on Steam.
Yeah. To be honest, I always thought I was shit at Portal, so I'll probably just be infuriating the player. I'll probably just be staring at the floor.
To be honest, I know what you mean, but the last bit on the 2-player campaign, I stayed up until 4 or 5 in the morning with my mate, trying to do it, and we were stuck on it. And then I went to him, I think this is how you do it, and we fucking did it. I couldn't believe it. It took us so long. It was so fun to do 2-player, but the last levels were definitely tested. Definitely tested me, because I had to be like, right, he has to do this with his portals. I have to do this with my portals. And we do this, then we get this block here. Then we do this, that. It was really good, but it did mentally strain myself at like 5 in the morning, just being like, fuck me, I can't believe I've just done this. I'm like, I'm going fucking bed after it now. But I was like, Portal 2 co-op is so good.
When we say co-op, are we only strictly saying it if you have to team up with another person, or is it also including somewhat, multiplayer matchmaking?
Well, that's why I said co-op.
I was going to say stuff like, have you played Bloons Tower Defense Battles?
I played the first one.
I've not played the second one, but I really love Bloons Tower Defense Battles. Like, again, I say co-op because obviously you're fighting against someone else in a 1v1 situation. But I remember when I was at university, it was just all I do.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't even think it was when I was at university. I think I was just starting work.
Well, you got the second one out now, so
yeah, I've not. I mean, obviously, Super John Bomber has been hammering the second one. But yeah, that was when that was like in its prime. That was just a straight up good laugh. I'm literally like straining to think, what other games have I actively wanted to play with other people? Because I'm turning into like one of these old croonies where I'm just like, I don't want to play games with other people.
I felt like that for years.
I was about to say.
There's only a handful of people that I've actually got time to like sit down and do like proper split screen co-op with.
You got like Borderlands is a good fun co-op.
It is, but I've never got very far in co-op with Borderlands. Like, because it's such a big game, it's like you need a lot of time to do the whole campaign. Like, I did play the first one co-op for, I think, like the first 5 or so missions, but you don't get any further than that because you just spent too much time dicking around. Go, oh, what's over here? What's going over there? Yeah. It's really hard to focus. It's like, look, let's do the fucking mission.
You know what? I've just remembered what is a really good co-op game. Of all the Lego games.
I've only barely played them. When I was at university, my flatmates would play the Lego games, and I just watch them like play. I think it was like Lego Harry Potter. I think it was the main one they were playing.
I played like all the Lego Star Wars games and playing them co-op. Playing them co-op is really fun. Sorry for the yawn. You tell me do this in the evening because I'm yawning.
Mate, I'm so tired from sorting house stuff, and obviously it didn't help that I couldn't sleep yesterday because I was dreaming about Elden Ring, which is coming out tomorrow, by the way.
Did you say something?
I don't know if you know, but Elden Ring's coming out tomorrow.
Well, funny enough, we're talking about co-op experiences. What about our favourite Dark Souls co-op experiences?
Not gonna lie, I've not been overly interested in the co-op aspect of Dark Souls because obviously it helps. Like if you're against a challenging boss and you need the help, it's great. But obviously you get the other end of the spectrum where it's like, okay, because you can access online features, you get people who just go and bloody invade your world.
Yeah.
So it's like a double-edged sword.
Oh yeah. Sometimes when you invade, I'm just like, I really can't be arsed, and I just run away, and I think they can tell that I don't really want to fight, and then it's just like They're just gunning for me. I'm like, come on. I'll just fight and then die. And I'm like, I don't even care that you beat me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
Although there's the one thing, obviously from Dark Souls 3, the co-op experience there. Do you remember I can never remember the name of the boss. What's the boss in the DLC?
Chris?
You know the one which forces you to do... Basically, you're fighting an online player as the boss.
Oh,
is it Judge? Judge?
Well, I want to say adjudicator. No, Half-Light.
Obviously, that was originally
and
that's
the Souls. Old monk. Yeah, the old monk.
Yeah, in Demon Souls.
Yeah, but I really, of all the Dark Souls bosses, I just disliked that one because when I was playing it during lockdown, obviously Dark Souls 3 had a player base boom because obviously people are at home, so many people just wanted to play a game. But I got stuck at that boss against. It isn't the adjudicator, is it? The actual. Oh, it's got an actual name. It's not called. Never mind. But it's the one where you have to fight an online person. I kept getting pitted against this one guy who was ridiculously over-leveled, and for the life of me, I could not get past him because he had much better gear than me. He had much better weapons than me, much better health, stamina pool. I just did not stand a chance. And the only way which I actually managed to get past this bloke is because he shed pity on me and stood still. That's literally how I had to get past him. That was freaking horrible.
Like, I think like one of my favourite moments playing co-op on like Soulsborne. It's probably which boss was it? There's been a few times when I've done Orson and Smoke just so I could do it again, and I've just been like, I'll put my sign down and just do it. I think the last time I played it, funny enough, when I did that boss, I put my sign down, and I hadn't done the boss at this point, so I put my sign down, and I was like, actually no, screw it, I'm going to go actually do the boss, and then I got summoned, and I was like, oh, I guess I won't do the boss just yet. Then I do the boss for this one dude, and then I go do the boss again. So in one playthrough, I did it twice. It was good. Although which way did he? I think he went for. I can't remember who he went for, Super Smaug or Super Ornstein. I can't remember. I'm really bad now. I will always go for Super Ornstein. I'm like, oh no, Smaug died. Oh, now I have to go against Super Ornstein.
I can never remember who. I think I always used to go for Super Smaug just because I thought it was just a bit less hassle.
Yeah, Super Smaug's easier than Ornstein.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that. I don't think I did. I co-op for that. I think I did. Obviously for my first time playing it, and I was like, can't bother to play with people.
Yeah, I think there's been a few times in like Bloodborne. I've got a few people as well.
Oh my god! I think Vicar Amelia was one boss which I needed people. Like when I was first playing it, I needed people because like Vicar Amelia is like when you're first playing it, it's like also you got Gascoigne as your first difficulty check because it basically trains you to deal with hunter type enemies, and then Vicar Amelia sort of comes your first sort of a bruiser type boss fight where it's just like a battle of endurance.
Yeah,
which sort of sets you up for bosses like Dark Beast Parl and bosses like that.
You know, yeah, I don't think I've ever died to Dark Beast Parl.
Oh, mate, I went for a phase where it took me 2 days to deal with him. I was just stuck. I was just like, oh, for God's sake, I was getting angry.
I can't wait to see what bosses in Elden Ring like from tomorrow. Probably from next week. We're going, how the fuck do you beat this person?
Right, this is actually a genuine question. Obviously, I know nothing about Elden Ring. I don't know what the classes are going to be. I know nothing. How are you first going to approach the game? Are you going to choose like a specific class or just wing it for your first playthrough?
I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to I've done like zero research into it, but I've seen a little bit of gameplay, and if it looks like it's going to play kind of like Dark Souls 3, but more fluid, and I don't know. I don't have a specific character class in mind. I might just go pick a direction and probably roll with whatever sort of great weapon I really like first. Like if I find like a really good whip or a really good sword, I'll go, "Ooh, I like this.
Okay.
I might build my character around this." But then, because I want to do it live as well, like probably in a couple of days after I get a bit of time with it myself, I want to like do the total opposite build. So if I end up like being a melee character on my own playthrough, I want to be like a magic user, like on my one. But we'll see. I want to try and be as diverse as I can, and because I know like the open world is like more open, like probably if I like pick a direction, like go to the right side of the map first on my one stream, and go to the left side of the map on the second. See
how open? I wonder how open world is actually going to be, or is it going to be somewhat linear, like what it is in Sekiro?
From what I've seen, the map's absolutely massive, and there's like secrets upon secrets, like, and you're really well rewarded for exploring.
Oh, what you mean, like similar to like Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I've what I've seen, like people have been playing it. I said like just do explore, because there'll be things you can like easily miss, and we're not talking like the odd treasure chest. We're talking like entire areas.
I really look forward to
Ash
watching like Avati's videos on like some of the lore of Elden Ring when he starts to produce those videos.
Yeah,
it'd be very interesting to see what the actual story of Elden Ring is going to be.
Yeah, because we're going to play it, and by the time the credits roll, we're going to be going, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, I'm literally going to, as soon as, literally, like every day, I'm going to be looking on Varty's YouTube channel, and be like, "Please tell me, what does this big beardy duck guy do? What's his backstory? Like, what does it mean?"
Look, why am I fighting this guy? He's beat me like 80 times. Why should I care?
Yeah, Varty, why am I fighting this bell shaped like a turtle? Please tell me.
What's with all the pot dudes?
I freaking can't wait. I've not been this excited for a game in so like this excited. Actually, now that I think about it, I think it was literally Dark Souls 3. I mean, obviously, I was excited for Sekiro, but I don't think it is as this excited for a game. Obviously, all the people who play FIFA, they don't care because it's just like, oh, FIFA's up, let's just go get the new one. Whereas this is actually, a gaming. I wouldn't say like a gaming milestone, but it's, like a gaming event. Like something's happening in the gaming world, and you'd probably broadly classify it as an event, if that makes sense. If you know what I mean. Like how a movie would come out, like Spider-Man: Homecoming. When that came out, that was an event. Like loads of people were talking about it. Loads of people were watching it.
No Way Home, but all right.
Yeah.
Well, not Homecoming. I don't think Homecoming was a massive event.
Well, you know what I mean. I know it's a Spider-Man film. You know what? I can't remember what I just said.
From the sounds of, from what I've heard, I think the next Doctor Strange film is going to be a very interesting one.
You think?
My mate told me it might be 3 hours long. I was like, "You're joking, right?" He's like,
"Strap me in for Lord of the Rings."
I've been told it might be 3 hours long, or over 3 hours long. Who knows? We'll see sooner. It's only in May, but yeah. But no.
Sorry, slightly off topic. When is the Amazon Prime's Lord of the Rings coming out?
Next year.
Okay.
I think.
But I think that'll be an event as well.
I think it's next year. I think it's end of next year. It's like so far. Is it? Wait, is that? No, it's not that far. It's ages away though.
I saw an advert for it on Amazon Prime this week.
Yeah, it's really far away. Like, it's ridiculously far away from being released. If I remember correctly. Oh no, it's coming out September. Sorry, September
2nd
this year. I know it was like end of the year, But I just saw it and I was like, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not hyped because it's so far away. It's in September. I'm like, there's going to be so many more things coming out that I'm going to be way more interested in than this because it's so far away.
I've got to say, it's refreshing to hear that because I watched the trailer and felt absolutely nothing. I was like, oh, is that it?
Like I thought it looked fantastic, but at the same time I was like, it's. I thought the trailer got released too early. I like for it being to release in September. I've got no. I don't want to say I'm not interested, but there's no. I'm not like, oh, it needs to be here. It's so far away. Whereas like Doctor Strange, I'm way more excited because it's in May.
Yeah, I mean, if they're planning on like doing like the trailers for it, like give it like a 3 month notice rather than like half a year or longer.
Yeah, it's like over 6 months.
Yeah,
it's like 8 months away. Like, I get it, but yeah. You know, I have just remembered something. I have actually watched something else. I watched something on Amazon Prime called The Legend of Vox Machina.
And what now?
It's called The Legend of Vox Machina.
I think my dad used to drive a Vox Machina.
I was literally thinking the same thing.
So this is a animated TV show on Amazon Prime, and it's based off the D&D show Critical Role on YouTube or wherever mostly on YouTube, but it's based off Critical Role's first campaign. The Critical Role are now on their third campaign, but it's based off their first campaign. And it was... I don't know anything about their first 2 campaigns. I'm currently listening to their third. But it was really cool seeing basically a D&D campaign getting turned into a animation. And it wasn't just like, oh yeah, this is for kids. No, this was like in the first 5 minutes, the bard was sleeping with a woman, and it was like all the characters were swearing, and it was really good. And the voice cast is fantastic. The main cast are just played by the people who are in Critical Role. So it's like, if you know who's in Critical Role, there you go. You know who the main cast is. But it had like other celebrities and that, and it's interesting to see them be these characters. So it had David Tennant was in it. It had the guy who plays Merry in Lord of the Rings. I've forgotten his name. It's like Dominic something. It had you know the woman in Game of Thrones who plays Oberyn's lover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's in it. I can't think of, like, there was so many. I watched like a trailer on YouTube over it, and I was going through like the whole voice cast, and it was incredible. Like the people they got to do the voices, but they've really made this D&D campaign come to life, and it's such a fun show. If you know nothing about Critical Role, it doesn't matter. I think you'd enjoy it on its own. It's really, really enjoyable. It's only 12 episodes, so 25 minutes each, around that. Yeah, you can smash through it. It's really, really good. Have we got anything else?
I've literally been doing nothing. They've been so focused on doing house stuff. Like, it's got to a point now where I've probably watched more DIY videos than I have non-anime stuff. Like, I've literally been watching videos on how to do siliconing.
I need to grip onto my seat. I can't believe these are the words coming from Brandon's mouth.
I've literally bloody seen a video on how to take a radiator apart. I've seen videos on how to fill holes in walls, like using polyfiller. I've seen... I've done all sorts. I'm just like, the freaking hell has my life turned to? And then, sorry, just slightly, very random as well. I've been watching a YouTube channel. Let me just get the name of it up again. Called the Armchair Historian. I don't know if you've heard of that YouTube channel.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
They make like animated videos depicting events in history, you know, and to basically try to educate people on what sort of things happened. And obviously, everyone knows based on recent events as of the recording of today, you know, we've got a European war on the go, well, beginning. But I like, just because of the history, I was just like, but a while ago, for some random reason, I watched a documentary about the Vietnam War. And then today, I was just like, you know what? I know nothing about the Crimean War, and I know nothing about the Falklands War. So I was just like, right, let's just stick on a documentary and just actually learn about this. And it was quite an interesting watch. So if anyone's like, obviously because of like recent events and stuff, if you want to sort of get like a backtrack on like events, like history events, like go onto YouTube and watch the Armchair Historian, like really sort of nice videos. And they really go into a bit of detail about some of the events that happened, stats and figures, and it doesn't depict it from one side. So like the one I watched on the Falklands War, it was mainly depicting it from the angle of the Argentinians. So like, you know, the coup that happened over there and the people like the military who then took over and like the sorts of events from there, rather than what some people in Britain might regard as just an absolute, you know, from their perspective. So yeah, so just slightly off topic, but if you're interested in like watching documentaries about history, I'd give a recommend to the Armchair Historian.
Nice.
Cool. I wish I could say I've really watched something this week, but I've been so caught up with work, I really haven't. Like, I've not watched anything. All I've really watched is like the odd thing on YouTube here and there, but nothing substantial.
Brandon, except just the DIY, then you got nothing.
No, that's me spent. So the next time we record is I'll be in the new house. Probably still not done anything yet, apart from maybe beat the tutorial of Elden Ring, which comes out tomorrow, by the way.
Are you telling me that Elden Ring comes out tomorrow?
Yes, on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and PC.
Wow! If only I didn't spend all my money on Tesco meal deals.
Oh. If only I didn't spend all my money on Warhammer.
Joke's on you. I've got no money because I bought a house.
I've got nothing left.
I've got nothing left.
Honestly, it's so depressing because now I've reached a point where, because obviously I'm moving in on Saturday, obviously my train ticket is obviously expired, so I've been buying like tickets like, you know, just on the day. It's like 32 quid just to get to work. I've done that for 2 days. So that's 65 pounds just spent to get to work 2 days. I'm just like, if I work that out over a day, like almost like a third of my over a year, like a third of my income after tax is just gone to transport. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. It's like an awful lot. Absolutely horrendous. And people will say, oh yeah, like we have to encourage people to go like green for transport. You're not going to encourage people to go green on transport if you're charging like astonishing amounts of money for public transport.
Yeah.
Yeah, rant over.
Just also going to say I bought this week as well. I put it in the group chat so you can see. At least even Chris will know exactly what that is.
Let's have a look. What you put on the Discord?
Oh no, I put it in our messenger chat.
Oh, I recognise that.
You actually bought that?
Oh yeah, I did.
That looks sick.
Yeah.
So Dan has just sent us a picture of a compendium of all his favourite hentai that he's bought.
Yep, there's mother's nose breast.
Yeah.
When did I become the Connor dog? Sea Dog VA.
Why I said that.
Monkey.
Monkey. But now it's a Berserk Guts nightlight stand, and it looks
Yeah.
really like you've got the rune on the bottom, and that is Guts on top, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Guts. Guts
Yeah, just Guts.
in his Berserker armor with Dragon Slayer, and then it's got the brand light up. I've actually bought it with the brand that can light up. So, yeah, that'll come.
Looks sick.
That'll come at some point. Well, I guess that's another episode in the bag with these two peas in the pod who are highly anticipating the fact that Elden Ring's out tomorrow.
Is it?
Well, you tell me. I've not heard you mention it all episode, so...
Cheers for reminding me, Dan, because otherwise I would have forgot.
I'll just send you a message in the morning saying Elden Ring's out.
Midnight, you better.
I'll be fucking asleep. I'm going to bed early. I need to say hello to my sister because she's just come back. Then I'm going to bed.
Right now, once we finish recording, I'm going to finish downloading Lost Ark, which is going to be done in 37 minutes and 7 seconds. And then I'll be getting into bed.
I just bought a Blood Bowl team. I wanted to build them, but that's not really happened. And so I just watched.
Oh my! I didn't know you could just transmit yawnings just by hearing a yawn.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
And then I was gonna build them, and then I was like, oh wait, I've got anime to watch. Oh yeah, I still got the rest of Ranking of Kings to watch. So
I'm up to date on that.
I'll finish that.
I've got more Jojo's Part 3 to watch.
Yeah. Well, like always, guys, follow our social media. We've got Instagram, Facebook, and
a YouTube channel.
Yeah. And review on our podcast on wherever you listen to it. Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify. You can now rate it on Spotify. Even give us a review. I don't know. Just do one of them if you want. I don't know. And Brandon and Chris, you'll be streaming.
I'll be streaming once I move.
Yeah.
Once I've got the house in place.
Chris?
Yeah, so obviously I'm going to be streaming Elden Ring. Although my timetable is going to be changing slightly just due to personal issues and like having to work extra days now.
Yeah.
Because I'm having to pick up the slack. But as ever, on my socials, on my Discord, on my Facebook, on my Twitter, I'll keep everyone updated.
So all of this will be in the episode description, like it always is. Always is. Always find out where all three of us are on the internet. Even my Instagram isn't even there now. Once again, we've been victory achieved. Brandon, praise the sun.
I am right now.
Chris, praise the sun.
If I do that, I might knock the microphone and headset off my thing. We need to see what gesture we're going to steal from Elden Ring now. Which is out tomorrow.
It's called The Ring. I'm not even making that up. I'm not even making that up. There's actually a emote called The Ring.
Is this going to be my first challenge run? Try and beat it in 7 days before I die.
7 days.
Yes.
Be safe, guys. See you next time. Or listen to us next time. We won't see you next time. We're a video. It's not a video.
Oh, we could do. Oh, I mean, if anyone has like sort of astral projection, we can go and watch our audience.
Yeah.
You could put a party trick. Yeah.
Be safe. Bye.
Or don't. Bye.
Bye.